I'm trying to drive faster. I'm trying to drive faster. What a pain. This sucks. What a pain. This sucks. What a pain. This sucks. I don't know. Is it fixed? You tell me. Well, now I got. Okay. Now nothing should be coming through. I'm resetting links and stuff like that. Just give me a minute. I'm sorry, guys. If not, I'm probably just gonna have to restart my computer, and that's stupid. Still repeating, but now really quiet. Okay, so that might be because I did have my streams open so I could grab the links off of them. So we should be good now. Should be fine. No, shouldn't be any reverb. I'll open her up. No reverb. There it is. That should be what I need. Try this again. That's why I had a 1 hour stream to test everything before we did it. See if we had any issues. Let's try again, shall we? Sorted, much better. There we go. For those of you coming back, I apologize. I don't know what that was. Streamlabs had a hard time getting um had a hard time like whatever the first process is when you go live. It was having a hard time. It was stuck on the first circle or whatever for what seemed like forever. So I bet it glitched out and the horizontal and vertical didn't like sync correctly and blah 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 blah. Streamlabs sucks. Is probably exactly what happened. Should be done now. Boom. So the issue with last night, spent an hour fuel saving so we could make it to the end without a splash and dash before the last stint. Right. Oh. So you started fuel saving too early. When I went to pits, it automatically put the amount I needed to get to the end if I saved fuel, so I left the pits without a full tank. Ah. So you needed the full tank in order to go full throttle. So that you could have absolutely just sent it. If I had a full tank, I could have pushed, made up to 10 seconds and easily. Yeah. Yeah, because P1 was fuel saving like a mother that last stint in order to make it, right? If I understand correctly. Now my frames are sucking. I didn't, so I had to save the whole of the last stint. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, it was still fun. You guys crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. There were a couple butthole pucker moments. You guys were entertaining as always. So that was really, something awesome to watch while I was at work, making overtime money, and I got to sit and watch you guys, race for the last 3 hours. Then I was kind of in and out on the first three. So painful second place. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Okay. Yeah, because you guys would have had him dead to rights if you could have pushed. I am dreading once I actually start doing endurance. Like, I am dreading like the fuel calculation and everything and making small mistakes like that. Which, I mean, really isn't your fault. It's just, is it through iRacing that you said it, like the auto fuel goes through, or? It was a great race, just bittersweet, and glad you enjoyed it, though. Yeah, it was a good time. I always enjoy watching you guys do endurance. Because what did I watch you guys do the first time? Wasn't it I don't have to brake there. Yes, I do have to brake there. Oh, Lord Christ, have mercy. I'm okay. We're okay. Yeah, I think I watched you guys do what, Spa? Is it Spa 24? We were miles faster than him. I was making half a second and lost the second one. Yeah, dude, you were. There were a few laps where you were still doing. I think you did a few like a few 146s while saving fuel. I'm like, holy, good lord. Hard learning, and if you have an accident, it throws it all out the window. Yeah, you have an incident, then you're just kind of like, okay, we just need to get going. We just need to go full throttle, full send, and then see where we're at. Yeah, I had auto fuel clicked. So I'm guessing that auto fuel just goes based off like your average during the stint, and then measures it that way, I'm assuming. Waiting for the text to pop up. 90 course 12. Yes. Yes. That one was so intense too. Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, I missed Spa because I think I found you guys like a month ago or something. Or no, it was only a couple weeks ago. It feels like forever. We're gonna find our line here. We're gonna get it. Probably go into third. That felt about right. Clean it up. Well, that's not the way to do it. Auto fuel gave me 92 liters rather than a full tank because based on the average per lap, I needed 92. Yep. Damn, black box auto fuel. I think the second, like the third or second cone over on that right side is probably where we need to be at for a braking point. There, I didn't even pay attention. I just sent you a Discord request. Dude, sweet, awesome. I meant to ask. Because I looked through your profile and everything on, or whatever. 75 board, late apex on throttle early for the chicane. Okay, gotcha. That was not good. Well, between the 5, right. Okay. We're gonna get it. Yeah, because it wasn't anywhere, but... Probably could have carried more speed. Off track there, I need to not do that anymore. Nope. That ain't it. That ain't it. We're gonna learn. Added it yesterday. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I think during that first endurance that during that first endurance, I was looking for it and couldn't find it. Yeah, you guys seem like a good group of people. I think I could have just lifted through there. Or I could have just full sent it. I don't know. Wasn't it? Don't have to do anything there. Not quite. We're gonna get there. We just need to shave, you know, 10 seconds off. That's nothing. Dude, missed that by a mile. Terrible. Yeehaw. We're just slipping and sliding. We're having fun. Slipping and sliding. I gotta remember that's there. I need to look at the map. Yeah, I got a little greedy. Little lift there. 150 board. Took my eyes off the prize there. $150 board, and is it a low and slow? Brake like 50%. Off track. Don't think I needed to go down into one. Alright, let's find out. Slower than balls, but right. Probably broke too much. Right down to first, trail break into the apex. Sliding. Whee! Oop. That wasn't it. 100 board, probably. That was okay. Yeah. That was better. Could have given it more. Nope. was a weird feeling. Just a little too much. Needed to brake a little harder. Didn't have to lift at all because we were going so slow. Oops, missed that one. It's alright. That was not the ticket. Skirt. Skirt. You gonna get it. I appreciate you being here, and now you're coaching. Come on, get closer to that apex there. Well, you don't have to turn back around to go get it. I was just saying. Silly car. Car just had a mind of its own and wanted to go back and hit that apex. Because I was mad at it. I still haven't, so that's to what, turn 8? I still haven't, there's no real good marker for me that I can actually see. It's going to be something on the left side in the grass, probably. Well, that was better than the last time we went through it. More brake. No worries, just keep it going, it's coming. Concentrate on using the full width to track, push the track finish constantly. Gotcha. Slow down earlier. Turn 8, there is a change of tarmac on the left. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for it. Easy, killer. Tried to come out from under me there. Oh. Okay. Yep. I see. Oop. I see dirt. I was so excited that I was like, well, I'm going to go put the car in the dirt. I seen it that time. That was better than last time too. It's good. I don't think we had to go down in the second for that, but whatever. Greedy. Weehaw. It's probably the best we've taken that. Not the best. Not the best. Not the best. Dagnabbit. Yeehaw. Is there no damage in test drive? Asking for a friend. Oh, turn in more, buddy. That's a real tight hairpin. Oops. BMW is a tank. It is. I love it. It's my tank. Yeah. Yeah, you guys did run the M4 there, didn't you? That was much better. Could have been on the throttle a little bit better. Yeah, that was closer. Yeehaw. Nope. That ain't it. Yeehaw. Don't ask. Don't ask, don't tell. No idea what that was. Merlin doesn't like their posts on threads. Excuse me. Watch keys going off. Idiot. 3 a.m. Yeah, you need to go to bed. So good God, you guys were up late last night, weren't you? Good job. Bank holiday. Heck yes. 3-day weekend. I work a 6 and 3, so I always get like a 3-day weekend, but I appreciate you coming in, man. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. We'll check out your progress in the morning. Yeah, I will be live in 11 hours is the plan. Is I'm going to do a few hours here and then take my kids to daycare. I have the day off. My wife's she's in the middle of doing a 48. So she's doing a 48-hour shift. So I will be in the rig after they go to daycare, after I have a nice, nutritious breakfast. And we'll probably go for 4 or 5 hours. Maybe 6. Later, Vox. I appreciate you coming in. You to bomb. I'll see you tomorrow. I need to stop doing that. I need to break the 100 board. 100 board there. Slow. Eh. Let's nail this. Awesome. Sounds good. I'll see you there. We're gonna have funsies. Easy. Brum, brum. Yeah, you do need to break there. You do. Trying to be cute. Nope. It's that tight hairpin. Toit. It's toit like a toy gun. There we go. That's better. That's a better, much better. Close-ish? Darn it. Alright, that's probably the cleanest I've taken that in 20 minutes. To start. Second gear. Second gear for the hairpin. Okay, noted. Try not to lift. You gotta lift. Ah, come on. Save it. You wanna... It's okay. Nearly saved it. Leggages. Why is my wheel? I have wheel damage and it just didn't say anything. Yeah, I got wheel damage. Well, we're gonna run this lap. Wheel damage is real with this one. You guys can see the FANATEC logo real good with this wheel damage. Wheels pointing straight at you guys. Oh, we could have gone forever. We'll drive ourselves into there. Can't turn it off. He's like, come on. I was off by like an inch. Optional repairs, my ass. Give me a new car. Look at that livery, everyone. Look at that livery. Sexy. That livery is sexy. Got some cold tires. Real cold. Second gear. I hesitated. It needs to go into second gear. Turn 8, second gear. Okay. Why am I having problems there when I haven't had problems there pretty much all night? I also have cold tires. Sorry, looking at the baby monitor. Baby girl's whimpering. Maybe she just can't get comfy. Better. Not better. No. No. Felt it too. I ignored it. Little slippy slide there. Not as good as last exit, but we're green. Ooh. Second gear, not first. That was nice. Ah, I bet we can get all the way up on that curb so that we don't have to lift. Oh, look at that. We ran a clean lap. Progress. Broke way too late. Yeah, no brake there. No brakey there. Lifty. No brakey, more lifty. No brakey, more lifty. That was bad. Not quite. Little lift. Well, minus the penalties, that was really good. Or the incidents, I'm sorry. Save it. Very good. Lifty. No brakey. Save it. Terrible. That felt really weird. I really missed that breaking point. I was looking at chat. Hey, this is a lot better than this past Monday when we went to Silverstone and just absolutely just couldn't do anything. I will say that. Alright, lock it in. Let's go. Less throttly, but still somehow faster than we've done it before. Ooh, this is very forgiving there. That was very forgiving there. Shifted a little early there. $159,699. Headed in the right direction. Easy. No. No. Alright, we're gonna... If we do this lap clean, then we're gonna take like a 2-second break, and I'm just gonna sit here and talk for a minute. Oops, what the hell? What is that? Oops. Feeling it. Although that cloud cover is kind of throwing me off, I'm not gonna lie. That looks messy. There we go. If we would have messed up turn one, we probably would have been looking at a low 159. Oh, we're gonna run this lap. Oh yes. No, we're not. LOL. I was like, oh, look at that. We had a good run on that, but I done went in the bed. Oh, I totally forgot that I had a not sponsored beverage. Now it's like half warm, I bet. I'm gonna grab another one. I'm gonna grab another one out of the fridge because how long we been streaming? An hour on this stream, and then we were doing like what 20-ish, 25-ish minutes on the one before Vox came in and said that my stream was screwed up. So we're gonna grab another not sponsored Squirt Zero Sugar out of the fridge. Yeah, this one's ice cold. This one's gonna be nice. So how's everybody doing? How was your Sunday? It was beautiful here in Illinois. After the kids took their nap, we went outside for a couple hours and played on the playset that I slaved over. What was that, like a month ago now? No, maybe 3 weeks. Is the quality look good? Other than my mic shaking? Mic arm's not bad for, I think I spent like 15 bucks on it. It works, but you can definitely see it shake sometimes when the force feedback hits just right. But yeah, it was beautiful here in Illinois today. Went outside and played for a couple hours with the kids. He is passed out. She went to bed early because she wanted nothing to do with anything. Just she wanted up, she wanted down, she wanted up, she wanted down. I gave her medicine. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe now that she's had her medicine, maybe she'll try and focus on something else. And no, up, down, up, down, up, down. No matter what I did, she cried. So I was like, okay, time to go to bed then. Because they actually napped. They napped earlier today because they woke up early. I had just got my breakfast cooked because on my days off, I usually do some kind of meat, sausage or bacon or hamburger, chicken. And I make like a huge breakfast burrito or basically like a breakfast quesadilla, or I just put it all in a bowl and say screw it. I don't feel like wrapping anything. And they actually got up earlier than they usually do. And after working last night, I got home. I got home about a quarter to 11. Got on my computer so that I could do my daily Honkai Star Rail stuff. And then I went to bed. I probably fell asleep about midnight. And got up at 5 so I could make my breakfast. So I'm feeling it today, that's for sure. They woke up, so then they took a nap around 11, and that's when I went live to try and figure out our graphics shenanigans. Excuse me, burp. I don't even know. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good Sunday and got to enjoy it at least and not work. Because next week, so next month is nice. I went through this. Well, next week is not nice. Next month will be nice. I actually work. I work another 16-hour shift on Friday, so you guys won't see me Friday night. But next month is the only month where I'm not working any extra shifts. And it's also when my family will be going on vacation without me because I couldn't get the time off. Uh, because when you have kids, it's pretty much you can kiss all your vacation and personal time goodbye because you're going to spend that time uh, calling into work or taking time off to either do things with them or when they're sick or when daycare is closed. And so I had to spend a lot of time of my time off uh, being with the kids, which I'm not upset about by any means, but it just kind of happened that way. And with my wife doing a specialized certification class from March until she's actually hopefully will be done after tomorrow because they have to get a certain amount of, I don't want to give away what she does. Let's call them cases, um, so that she can turn them in and be like, yeah, I worked this and blah blah blah, and I took charge of it and whatever. Um, so she should be done with that after tomorrow. Cross our fingers, and then she can take the national test and do whatever, and then she'll get paid more. Um, so that won't be an issue next year. So, and then I get an extra week of vacation next year too, because I'll have been at my job for 13 years. So I'll get that fourth week of vacation, and then it's like, okay, well, game on. Next year I won't miss any family vacations, and everything will be hunky dory. But next month, I'll actually have 4 days off while they're down in Tennessee. So you're gonna see a lot of me. We're gonna be hanging out quite a bit. I'm gonna get some quality rig time. You guys are gonna get some quality bratwurst time. It'll be fun. They'll probably end up leaving about 4:30 in the morning uh, that weekend, and the plan is to get up early. We're gonna shower. I'm gonna go treat myself to breakfast, like a big breakfast, like nasty big breakfast, greasy big breakfast. Probably will polish it all off with a good slice of pie if they have a good slice. I actually need to call. There's a restaurant that we go to breakfast uh, as a family together when we're both off on weekends and her parents and stuff like that. And they have a baklava cheesecake that is, oh my god. It's, if any of you know what baklava is, it's like a it's like a honey it's like a honey flaky Um, oh, where does it come from? Somebody please help me. Somebody's got to know what baklava is. Anyway, it's a baklava cheesecake, and they put like little cloves on it too, and the cloves take it to like you cloves and cheesecake. Nah, on this it works, but I'll probably polish off the breakfast with a slice of that, or I might try and talk them into getting some key lime pie because I'm a sucker for key lime pie. Um, Pretty much any kind of pie as long as it's not cherry. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big fan of cherry. Dr. Pepper technically is, I would say, a cherry soda because it's probably the more dominant flavor of the 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. Um, but anyway, I love pie. So we'll have breakfast that morning. I'll come back home and we will jump in the rig. And I think what I'm gonna do is hopefully because it's the 24th, so we have just under a month. If if I can bust, if I can bust my ass and we can get people into this community and get people watching, get people liking, get people subscribing. If I can get close to hitting 100 subscribers, I've been really thinking about um I've been thinking about doing a fundraiser for the 988 suicide hotline, which I would probably end up doing like a 24-hour stream that first day. So we would probably go from like 8:30 Central Time until 8:30 the next morning. Is kind of what my thought is. And anything donated during that 24-hour period will be donated to 988. For those of you that don't know about 988, it's the suicide and like the suicide help hotline. So if you're ever in a tight spot and you're not feeling life and you feel like your life's over, 988 instead of 911 will give you somebody that will talk you through the tough time you're going through, uh, give you access to uh, some options as far as getting the help that you need. Because if you're ever in that kind of spot where you feel like life's not worth living, that nobody cares, there's always someone that cares about you, whether it's your family, your friends, and uh, maybe you screwed up and you feel like you can't bounce back from that mistake. It's always best to talk to somebody or call 988 or seek help, seek somebody to that will listen to you about your feelings, because committing suicide is a permanent, it's permanent. It's a, oh, what was it that I called it? It's a permanent, it's like a permanent action for a temporary, or it's a permanent solution for a temporary problem. There we go. I finally got it. So I feel very, uh, it's very personal for me. 988. So I was thinking if we're close to 100 subs by then I'll go ahead and I'll do a 24-hour stream to try and get to that 100, and we'll also fundraise for them, and any donations uh, will be donated to them. So that's all I have to say about that. But other than the 24-hour stream possibly happening, I was thinking that maybe during the 24-hour, uh, I would host a race for community members to jump in, and I don't know where it would be at. If this is a thing that happens, I would of course give people, at least 2 weeks notice, or they can just jump right in and YOLO it. Like I probably would. But I would probably pick a track that is familiar to everyone. I would actually want to do. I think I would want to do Red Bull Ring. Red Bull Ring's good. Everybody, it's easy to learn. There's not a bajillion turns, and it'd be a decent one probably for everybody to jump on. So I would want to try and host a community race. I think that would be really neat. And after the 24-hour stream, I would probably sleep for 4 or 5 hours, and then I actually got in touch with some of my friends from a few years back, before my son was born, and then during like the first few months of my son's life, that I played DayZ with. And DayZ, if you don't know what that is, it's hella fun. It's basically a zombie slash Call of Duty slash survival RPG. It can be an RPG. You can role play in it if you wish, but it's a survival game that is really 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 cool. The graphics, if you have them turned all the way up, they're friggin' awesome. Um, it, it, but DayZ, anyway. So I got a hold of one of my friends who actually reached out because he saw, somehow he found my YouTube channel. We were friends on Discord. We just hadn't talked in about a year or so. Um, and he actually found me, and he commented on, I think it was one of my shorts or something. And so I reached out to him yesterday, or not yesterday, but the day before, and told him, hey, let's get the game back together. I'm going to have time next month. No interruptions, no kids, no wife. Like, we can get together and we can try and put like a full day or two into DayZ and have fun, and I wouldn't have a problem streaming that for the community. It'd be a lot of fun. You guys could watch and learn about DayZ if you don't know what it is. uh, but we called ourselves the Nefarious Four. It was a group of four of us, and we got into some shenanigans on DayZ, and it was a lot of fun. It's something in my life that I what's the word I'm looking for? I look back on the time with the three of them very fondly, and the guy that ran that server was friggin' he was friggin' awesome too. But I don't think he runs the server anymore. I think he kind of went zero dark 30. So who knows where he went? I could try reaching out to him, but I didn't know him as well as the others did, so I'm gonna leave that up to them. Maybe you can fire up the server one last time or something. Throw him throw him a few bucks for you know, grabbing the old server out of the closet or something. I don't know. But I'm just going to jump on my phone for 10 seconds. You guys are quiet tonight. Yeah, you guys are quiet tonight. What is on? Nope. I got ghost feelings in my feet. Oh, but anyway. So that's the plan. While they're gone, we're gonna get in the rig. We're gonna have a bunch of fun. We're gonna do a lot of racing. Uh, if the 24-hour stream happens, great. If it doesn't, I'm still probably going to end up streaming for like 12 hours or close to it. And then probably take a day to play DayZ, another day to jump at the rig for probably another like 12 hours. Just kind of take advantage of the time that I have to decompress, because this is our safe space here within the wall of four monitors and the light that I haven't used that I need to turn on so that this part of my body doesn't look like it's darkness. Um, and then the mic at the camera and everything. You know, this is our safe space. This is where we come to decompress and not think about anything that's going on in the real world. So, uh, we're going to be spending a lot of time here that 4 days that I won't have any adult responsibilities other than making sure all my bills are paid and that I have food in the fridge. I also have a lot of plans on what I'm going to be eating while they're gone. A lot of stuff that they don't particularly care for, um, so that I can indulge in all that and not, you know, hurt anybody's feelings by insisting that we have weird food that they don't like. But all right, we're gonna take this real slow. I'm gonna try and drive this one-handed and see what happens. I love the feeling of the force feedback. On the GT3s, get a little bit of an arm workout. Don't do that. I tried to grab it fast so that it didn't do that. That was a big shake. Alright, that was fun while it lasted. It ain't gonna happen. But yeah, we're gonna have a ton of fun next month. But the month of October and November and December, I'm working like a total of 4 or 5 extra shifts a month. So there's going to be some nights where I'm working doubles, I'm working on my days off. So there's going to be some times where, you know, I'm not streaming as much because I need to not burn myself out on work and then, you know, insist on streaming and stuff. I need to get sleep and all that. It's already 10 o'clock. Alright, let's try and... Yeah, let's not do that. I feel like we can break a little later. I know Vox said 150, but I feel like we can break later there. Need to get a better angle there. Ooh. Slippy slidey. Probably broke a little early. Now we're just on cruise here. We didn't have to shift down. Eee. So I felt like that was better. We broke later. I don't know. Okay. So, what had happened was, I'm guessing there's, like, the road, a slab of concrete, and I slipped off into the grass right and hit that corner and bounced. We saved the car, so the tires are still warm. And then I go and I put it in the grass. Anyway, car didn't go into the wall. LOL. I mean, this is going a lot better than this past Monday when we jumped on Silverstone. So much better. Gee, turned in way late there. Alright, let's try that again. If I'm going to carry that much speed, then I do need to give a little tappy. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I need to just not use the entire edge when I do that. I need to stay away from that because that's just problems waiting to happen. Sloppy. Extra sloppy. What is going on with you? We got too close to it again. Nope. You gotta take that a lot slower. Slippy slidey. Okay. I see where that's happening. It's like a brick road or a brick sidewalk. Third gear, shame on you. Alright, let's try it again. Look at that. Purple. I somehow mucked it up somewhere in there. Look at that. 158.5. Better. Yeah, mucked it all up there, didn't we? Yee! Now we're just playing. Alright, let's get back on track here. still, with as bad as we messed up, to make that a lot of that time back up, that was pretty good. I felt that uh 6, turn 6. Felt that too. That felt good. Come on, let's nail this. A little shaky, but we got it done. 157.8. Not bad. Now I'm starting to get really comfortable in this car. Purple. Nope, got way too greedy there. Got way too greedy. I was feeling it. Way too greedy. Like that. Slide. Hey, we're in a groove. No incidents lately. Well, poopy diapers. Starting this one off slower. Trying not to lift. Penalty. Somehow that was purple. Somehow those weren't off tracks. I got an off track somewhere. I just don't know where. Nope. We were doing good there. Eee. Don't do that. Off track. Alright. We'll try and run this one, and then I'm going to take another, like, 2-minute break. Or we're not going to run the lap, and we're going to have to pit. 157.8. So that's probably 3 seconds and a little bit of change. A couple tenths, maybe, off of Alien. I'd say for about 2-ish. We're coming up on 2-ish hours of practice. I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. For me. For me, that's good. Brand new track, never set foot. Uh, virtual foot. Well, I guess from not standing on the track, we're driving a car. Never put virtual tires on this track. Um, I'd say I'm happy with that. I'd say we'd probably be running, if we had to go right now, it'd be mid 58s. Would probably be what our average would be. What do y'all think? 41 laps? Yeah, about 2 minutes a lap. 80 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. It's not terrible. We can clean stuff up. And of course, I pretty much, I'll have to look at the lines and stuff, see if there's anything that I can change. I think on a few, I could hit the apex a lot later. Specifically, where are we at? Looking at which turns here. Yeah, good seat time, absolutely. I think turn 7. I think turn 7 I could apex a little bit later. Get on the outside coming out of turn 6. Run for the outside and then break and then apex later there. Cuz that turn reminds me of, oh, what turn is that at Silverstone? I'm not sure, but that's what it. Yo, Victor, what up? There's the man, the myth, the legend himself, the livery maker extraordinaire, Victor Rivera. You're welcome. Yeah, turn 7 reminds me of, I can't remember which turn it is at Silverstone, but I feel like if I apex a little bit later there, that'd be good. We got we're at the Nurbs. We're doing the Grand Prix, trying to get a little track time in to try and see if we can get good enough to run that in the GT3s next week. So far, our fastest is a 157.8, which I don't think that's like super terrible, because I bet average right now is it probably would be like 150, like high 55s or low 56s. So there's definitely improvement that I've seen, and then Delta goes away. Uh, I make mistakes and then Delta goes away. So there's definitely a lot of improvement and I know where it's at. But I'm fairly confident that we, after maybe an hour or two tomorrow morning, and then our wait, we can't run the races till tomorrow night. Son of a, yeah, because resets not, yeah, weekly resets not till what, 6 o'clock my time. Lay down a good quality and everyone else. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, just like I drove like 2 or 3 laps with the line on. I was like, all right, you know what? Screw this. And I took the line off. And you know what? I'd say after like 5 or 6 laps, we were like, okay, I can get where everything is. But yeah, this is one of those tracks where I can totally see total and absolute chaos going into turn 1. Good God, I don't even want to know what that looks like. I bet that's just absolute mayhem. Ugh, I don't even want to know. So yeah, well, I guess we're not gonna run it if on Wednesday I'm gone till Monday. Yeah, right. Yeah, you're just preparing for the Indy 6 hour, which I work Saturday and Sunday, and I'm pretty sure Saturday my wife works, and that's why I couldn't, because I would try and find a team to run it with, but I work Saturday, and then I have the kids on my own for the night because wifey's working, and then Sunday I work, and I think the last time slot's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. so I wouldn't get a chance to run it. So that kind of sucks. That's what kind of sucks about like, my job and her job and having kids and stuff like that is, I want to do endurance racing, and well, I have to work weekends, 90% of the time, and she, works 24-hour shifts and sometimes does 48s and whatever, and it's like I can't, unless I know the schedule, like I can't prepare for anything for season 4 right now because why they wait until the last minute I think is stupid. I would like a month's notice, but whatever. Dude, I don't care. I am doing Daytona. I am doing Daytona in January. I've already told my direct boss that once we figure out what day that's going to be, which I think it's usually the weekend before. It's usually the Saturday before uh, the actual race. Um, but I've already told him like once I figure this out, if I'm scheduled to work, I'm taking it off, and no, you're paying the overtime if you have to, because that'll be my first 24 hour. If my wife ends up working, if my wife ends up working on the day of the 24, I'm I can't make her do anything. But oh, you're going to the real one? That's wild, dude. That's wild. What's the date for it? I love Daytona. I absolutely love 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 Daytona. The road course. Yeah, no, I need to know what day it is too. I don't think I'd be able to talk my wife into let me. Well, Florida would be a maybe, but like if I wanted to go to Nürburgring and go there for the 24 hour, yeah, no, she ain't gonna let me go to Germany by myself. That's wild. That's wild. January 25th. So I bet iRacing's is going to be on January 18th, which I can tell you right now if I'm off. Let's figure out if I'm going to have to cause overtime or take time off, or if my wife's going to have to take time off because it's happening. So it would start, well, it would start on the Saturday, right? Yeah. So it would start on the Saturday and end on the 25th. So it would probably be on the 17th, which I am off, but it would run into the 18th, which is my first day back to work, which then somebody is getting told that they are working because I would cause overtime and I am not. Well, that sucks because it's my first day back and my wife also goes back to work that day. So it looks like I will be praying to God because what's usually the earliest? Yeah, because I'm trying to think of what the earliest time slot would be. It would probably be like what, 7 or 8, 7, 8 or 9 would be my guess. Anyway, it looks like my wife's gonna have to take the day off, and I'm gonna have to take the day off because I'm running the 24. Don't care. All the, honey, all these days that I took off to, so that you could do your things, and then somebody had to stay home with the kids, or the kids were sick, and you had to be at work. You're calling in because I want to race in a virtual 24-hour marathon with three, possibly four other crazy idiots that want to sit in front of um, a bunch of computer monitors and steering wheels and brakes and act like they're in an actual race car. So yeah, you're gonna call into work. They'll be the same. Yeah, I don't even know how we would find that because I would, because I want to be able to look like on the iRacing UI. I want to be able to look at like past tracks that have been run. Oh, you can do that. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Just don't listen to me. You can do that. Yeah, you can go back and look at stuff. Best day ever, dude. It for me, it's gonna be like one of the most exciting days of my life. Like this is since I got back into racing. Like this last, the beginning of the summer when you know, you had sorry, you had Le Mans, you had Nürburgring, you had Spa, you had all these endurance races all within like 6 weeks, or they were technically all within 4 weeks. Like that, it was an absolutely insane, like June through July, or like end of May. I don't know, beginning of June into like mid July or whatever. Like it was exciting. I loved watching it. The WEC was like a blast to watch. So, and then that's when, I was like, okay, these races are really friggin' awesome. I'd want to do them. And, I'm playing Gran Turismo at the time. And I'm like, I mean, there is a way to do it on Gran Turismo, but I just feel like it wouldn't feel authentic. It wouldn't feel right. Uh, I didn't do Daytona this year because I was like brand new to iRacing and didn't know anyone's shit. I don't even think I had a C license, but next one I'm in. Yep, I am too. I am absolutely 100%, and I don't care what I have to do. If I have to fake have the bubonic plague and kick everybody out of my house, like it's happening. But like coming from Gran Turismo, which I only played Gran Turismo for like 3 months before I started iRacing, so right now I'm on month 4 of sim racing and just started month 2 of iRacing last week. So I feel I feel comfortable, and I feel like I would have no problem going to Daytona and laying down some decent laps. You ain't gonna find me in top split. You're not gonna find me in probably the top 30%. You're gonna find me in the middle. But we'll see where we're at here in about 4.5 months. You know, if I went from racing, let's rephrase this too. I started on a wheel in I started on a wheel I think the first week of June. So I have been on a wheel for like 2.5 months. Yeah, I definitely want to do Daytona and Le Mans if possible. At least yeah, I agree. So I've been on a wheel for like 2.5 months, and like I'm not saying I'm like, oh my god, I'm great. Like no, I suck at racing. I suck. But I don't suck as bad as I thought I would. And I don't think I suck as bad as I should suck. Does that make sense? Like even Victor's paying me compliments. Like the other night, he's like, "Yeah, you called my trail breaking pretty." And that's kind of a funny thing to call a mechanical process that happens when you're racing, but He called my trail breaking pretty. I'm like, well, if somebody's calling my trail breaking pretty, then I'm obviously doing it right. But I mean, I watch my telemetry sometimes. I'm just kind of like, you know what? That was a really good, trail break lift off. Like that. I was like, I'm watching the graph. I'm like, it is kind of pretty. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, fate. Like that's what my goal was when I stepped up from the G29. I got my FANATEC. I built my rig. I, I. Your trail is better than mine. You're very modest, my friend, but you'd smoke me anywhere, any day. I'm here driving the GTP on Indy while I watch. Awesome. See, that's a real friend. That's a true friend right there. Training for his Indy race, watching me. Um, but when I stepped up from the G29 and I bought this, I bought the wheelbase, which now I'm just kind of like, why did I go with this wheelbase? I should have just bought, the DD2 or whatever the hell it is. Saved myself some money. Would I have been ready for all that? Oh, hell no. Hell no, but I can already tell that probably within the next 6 months, I'm going to outgrow this. I'm about to KO. Almost dropped my phone on my face. Oh, damn. So you going to bed then? You trying to put yourself to sleep? But, I can already tell that probably within the next 6 months, what this has to offer is not going to be it's not going to be enough, and that's terrible, and I should have just said, you know what, if I'm spending this much money, I should have just thrown the book at it. But I think I'm gonna stay on this as long as I can because I don't want to spend the money. And then what I would probably do is sell. I would probably sell it, or I might hold on to it as a backup, but like just in case. But I did all this. I I spent hours putting together you know, the aluminum profile. Yes, aluminum profile. I spent hours doing that. I spent hours making sure the monitors were just right and seated correctly, and got that fifth monitor off marketplace for $30 when it's like a $225 or $225. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. No, $225 monitor. My bad. I searched out for the fourth monitor. I got the laptop out to be able to stream off of that instead of on the, you know, instead of off the one that we're running iRacing on. But I'm not using the laptop now because last time I used the laptop, something funky happened and we had to restart stream like 3 times. So I'm getting rid of that idea. So I think that we'll probably just stick it on one computer, and maybe in the next year and a half or so, I'll build a separate computer that'll be just for iRacing, and then I'll keep my other one as I'm gonna game, a regular gaming PC, because a 3060 Ti can run pretty much everything decently, except for iRacing when you're trying to do triple monitors and have it on super high everything. That ain't gonna happen on a 3060 Ti. So, but I did all this so that I can do endurance races, meet new people, be part of different teams, uh, be part of different communities, build what we can call our own community. And everybody that I met so far on this journey has been amazing, awesome, and shout out to all of them. You know who you are. I'm popping into your guys' streams. I'm talking to you guys on Discord. You guys are popping in and saying hi to me. You guys know who you are. Some people I've met off friggin' Instagram. Fate, he's one of them. I found him on Instagram, or I think technically I found him on Threads, but just trying to find and follow people in the hobby so that, you know, hopefully they can help me learn and, you know, just making new friends. And that's what this journey is all about. Other than the fact that I really, 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 really want to do 6, 12, 24-hour endurance races. That's what the goal is. That's what the, you know, the eye on the prize, that's the prize. And the ultimate prize would be to finish. Like the first goal for my first endurance race is going to be finish. Like, don't DNF. Get across the finish line on, you know, white flags out, get across the finish line, get the checker. You know, that's my first goal. Second goal would be top, you know, in a field of like 30 to 40, finish in the top 10. That would feel good. Even better than that would be a top 5. But hell, if I'm going to be in the top 5 and not get a podium, I'd be a little upset. But I would still be happy, don't get me wrong. But at some point in the next 10 years, my ultimate goal is to win one. That would be super awesome. But the likelihood of that happening, unless I get really, really, really good at this, it's probably not going to happen. Or I could just suck real bad and then go down into like the bottom split and then just unleash holy hell on everyone. But I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that because then it wouldn't feel earned now, would it? Auto Joe, what up? How you doing, buddy? What you doing, buddy? We just sitting talking. I needed to take a minute because it's already it's 10 till 11 almost. The not sponsored Squirt Net Zero Sugar is finished. It's cashed. So I say I put the headphones back on. We give the Nurbs Grand Prix. What is that button for? I think it changes the settings. I don't know. I say we give Nurbs Grand Prix a few more laps. We'll give her 5 more laps. Just finishing work on my daughter's car. Probably do some practice before bed. Awesome sauce. That's what we do, and we're practicing for next week. Well, practicing for tomorrow night. Because hopefully we can try and get this all figured out and squared away and going. So that we can try and run some races tomorrow night. Maybe one night of practice will be enough to get it to where everybody's like, you know, still like, oh, I'm not used to this track. Oh my god, I suck. And then we can just like, you know, qualify first and then just run in first the entire time and avoid everybody. That would be awesome, but will it happen? Probably not. But we're just getting prepared. My tires don't feel cold. They gotta be. They're not. Why are my tires not like? They gotta be cold. I feel like I got hella grip. That's weird. I thought the tires reset after you did that. Now we're gonna crash into a wall. Nope, we didn't. I lied. What's going on with your daughter's car? Oh, I was in 4th. And we're gonna start this one slow. Oop. Something feels wrong. Okay. Something felt weird. Quite sure what it was, but whatever. We're going. We going. Okay. Maybe my tires are not as warm as I thought. Brakes, wheel bearing, window regulator, cat codes. Screw cat codes. Wheel bearings are tons of fun. Not. Brakes are whatever. It was actually, I think, Nürburgring 24 was going on, and I was watching it while I did my brakes on my truck. Hold on a cockpit a minute. There ain't no way I'd be able to do that. Alright. I gotta remember that for next time I go through that turn. Turn 9. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. Window regulator? Nope. This one is actually your bolts. Nope. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. No press. We're running out of time here. We need to try and get a low 157. I feel like we don't have to drop down that hard, but... that was ugly. Almost. Later. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay. Ignore me. Sitting up exits rather than have ice before speed. Yep. Oops. Ugh. Delta said plus 666. I'm like, oh no. This track is actually really hard to be fast consistently. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm trying to get tons of speed coming out of there, but then maybe I need to back off a little bit so that I can actually hit that one. Oop. I need to get on the other side of that better. And I need to not do that. Oops. That was terrible. That was terrible. Alright, 4 minutes till 11. So, let's see what we can do in 2 laps. If we don't have a good one, we're gonna keep going. Because screw it. Because YOLO! That was an off track, that sucks. Easy killer. BRB. Okie dokie, Victor. You better hurry. This is going to be a 159. Nearly 159. Or yeah, it is good 159. Ugh. Well, that was just stupid. No. Come on now. 158.9. Ain't what we looking for. Come on. God bless America. That was just a stupid mistake. Alright, we'll do 50 laps. This is lap 48. That was a mess. Alright, next lap's gonna be our last. Ah, come on. That was terrible. It's okay. We broke a little too hard, a little maybe a hair early. That was purple though. Felt good, but we'll see where we're at after turn one here and nope. Come on now. Get a good one. But we stuck. Windshield wipers. That was fun. All right. Optimal lap is a 156.9. Oh, okay. Well, it's now 10 after 11. So I think that's where we're gonna end it. Last few laps we did. And you can tell we definitely cooled off. We were trying to do too much. How we did a 157.8, I don't know, but we did. So I guess I'll go and look back at, well, we could do that together. We can go back and look together. Season 1. Season 2. That's 2023. Season 3. Season 4? Yeah, it's season 4. Swear to God they did it last year. There it is. No. Damn it. They've done it recently. They've done it recently. There it is. I'm probably not looking in the right spot. I think if we go season 3. No. Why won't you let me do it? I had to use the arrow keys. Okay. Holy God. They're doing 152s. That's crazy. That's a lot faster than I thought they'd be doing. Bottom split is doing 156s. We're going to need to really practice. Okay. First 3 places and bottom 156.5. We would be about here in the middle. So we would pretty much have to run 157.5s to be in the middle of our split all the time. So maybe this is doable. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to try and go into the full face cam again. Aha, it works. Because I got out of Streamlabs and restarted everything, and now it's working again. Wonderful. Anyway, we're finished for this evening. Stayed up a lot later than I thought I would. We've technically been live for 3 hours tonight. I'm going to be back in 8.5, 9 hours. We're going to have a great time tomorrow morning. Might possibly carry into the early afternoon. We'll see how everything's going. Just gonna try and get that lap time down. Try to get more consistent. We might look at a few videos and see what's going on. We'll take a look at Garage 61, compare our lines, figure something out. We'll figure it out. I mean, I think just taking the line off and then just doing it. This was a lot better result than Monday. Although I feel like this track was a little easier to memorize and get a feel for than Silverstone. But in the end, we got it done. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get some sleep, hopefully. Both my kids are still passed out. Little girl's been rolling around making some noise, but anyway, I'm going to try and get about 6 hours sleep, get them ready, take them to daycare, and I'm going to hop right back in the rig and hang out with you guys. So I appreciate everybody coming out. If you haven't already, please drop a like. I know everybody says it and it's annoying and whatever, but it would mean a lot to me if you stayed and hung out. You know, drop a like. If you're not subscribed and you love the stream, then consider subscribing, because we're going to be right back here in just under 9 hours, and we're going to keep the we're going to keep the we're going to keep the tires warm for you. We're like the Motel 6 of racing, I guess. So deuces, everybody. Catch you on the flip flop. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, bright and early. It's gonna be another fun day. No day with no kids, no wife, just me, you, and the rig, and continuing our iRacing journey. It's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be great. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Let's put on a little bit of something here, so that I can listen to something while I'm putting all this stuff away. Well, that's not. All right, you guys have fun bumping. I'll see you tomorrow morning.